The voice of sharing, Durian
The Durian Heat, bringing big ideas, critical opinions in Southeast Asia. Good morning, welcome back to Durian ASEAN. This is Grace, and then we are at the second segment, the Durian Heat. And we have very special person here in our house. His name is Zikry from the Incitement. 안녕하세요.
안녕하세요.
Yeah. So, hello, how are you?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
Oh, that's good to hear. I'm good.
Good to know.
Yes. So before we go on and to talk about your company,
Yes.
how about to share about yourself, background of yourself and what you've been doing?
Okay, definitely. I've been raised abroad. People like to have this term called third culture kids.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically kids who've been raised with 3 different cultures before the age of 15. That's the general term. So that's pretty much me and my family, my siblings. I'm a proud Malaysian. I came back here for a personal mission to help the Malaysian scene if I can. I've been abroad all my life.
Yes, I can tell.
Yeah, I'm a co-founder of a movement that is striving to be a social enterprise.
Mm-hmm.
Former Mine Valley employee. You name it. I don't know what else you want me to.
Well, it sounds very colorful. Your
okay.
background, and that you've done so many stuff, and you
Yes,
had a lot of
that's right.
transitions from here and there.
Definitely.
So, how did you actually start this company, the Incitement? The word is Incitement. It's
Yes.
very intriguing, also.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It is.
So, how did you come up with this term? And then you have your co-founder. Maybe you can also give a little bit of a introduction of your co-founder as well.
My co-founder, his name is Daniel de Grater. So he's actually Dutch.
Mm-hmm.
Took me 2 years to pronounce his last name. But we both met at Mine Valley, where we were just normal employees. I was just in customer support, and he was just ending his internship with Mine Valley, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
And then he got a promotion to work more with the email marketing. But initially, we never started as a company. It was born out from a movement. So when you start a movement, it can be depending on the essence and the elements of why are we doing with Incitement. It literally becomes expanding horizontally. So this movement is basically to encourage individuals to incite positivity in the form of goals, visions, shared knowledge, compelling stories.
But it sounds quite vague. Can you elaborate more when you share the positivities and then to
Definitely.
make changes? Yeah.
Definitely. I mean, what we do is we bring people together in a gathering, and then we handpick speakers who we feel have a very powerful message to share that is positivity. And then but again, it's not just any talks, because we focus a lot on the user's experience.
Okay.
You don't come and listen for 45 minutes and then you have a Q&A and then you network. We don't do that. What we do is it's 20 minutes per speaker, and these speakers are very, they'll be interactive with you, so you feel like you're in a workshop, some kind of seminar. But we have in-between exercises and other sessions such as karaoke presentation.
Oh, so you have activities going on as well.
We do. Well, this is the reason why it's very different, because we are trying to be as interactive as possible. Like the karaoke presentation, which is called the flashlight, it's just basically plucking any audience who wants to volunteer to come on stage and try and present this mysterious PowerPoint slide, for example.
Okay.
And that's the fun part, actually.
Yeah.
Then you have group sessions where you just encourage the audience to kind of have exercises with the audience. Like, for example, you have this thing called Picture Pocketeer, where you grab a partner, you distinguish who's A and who's B, you grab whatever you have in your pocket or in your handbag, and you try to sell each other what this item is, why you have it, and why you should buy it from me. Stuff like that. And the best part is we end everything with an appreciation round. This appreciation round is when you get the positive feed from the audience. So this is when you start to see people sharing who empowered them the most, who inspired them the most, who is encouraging to do something, and you end up finding people in tears a lot of times actually.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, definitely,
so
because
touched and
because what we do is we don't want speakers to to brag about how they get to success,
Oh, yeah.
So we talk about how are things so relatable, like the struggle that you went through. He made probably, let's say the speaker made 1 million ringgit,
Yeah.
but he talks about his mistakes, and then he goes very deep with these mistakes. Maybe like he lost his father, for example. He gambled so much, and then he couldn't handle it anymore, and he had to stay in couches. And he tells you how you could cope with that. And
I'm sure some of the audience do relate themselves into the stories that they share.
Definitely. I mean, the best part is these audience gets to connect with other similar audience who have similar situation, and they became close because of that, and because that's what they're looking for, someone who's in the same position, right? But we don't end it there. We actually end it with a call to action. So that means we have program partners or even our own programs where we have this session called the call to action, and we encourage people, if you have never volunteered and you feel that you want to volunteer to give back or to grow yourself, there's a booth over there. Go and talk to that person, for example. If you have a social project that could impact communities but you need resources, there's another booth over there. Why don't you just go there and ask how we can help you.
So there's another way of encouraging audience to participate for this.
Exactly, because we don't want to end it just there. It's beautiful to just end it with a appreciation round, and people can just mingle, dingle, go network, have some teh tarik at the end of the day, have some tea.
I mean, I will say that's quite a usual flow when you attend a talk show or any kinds of workshop.
That's correct.
Right? After the talk, you will have the sort of like mingling session after they get to know each other.
Definitely.
Yeah. But after that, the vibe that you get from all those conferences or the talk show, it doesn't stay that long. It just fades away after some time. So you need some kind of activities or sort of things to sustain that movement.
Definitely.
Yeah. So I think that's what the Incitement is also looking for.
Of course. And that's why we have this weekly gathering, which we just started a few weeks back.
Oh, yeah?
It's where we call back, we invite back those speakers who have spoken at Incitement in Malaysia since the day it started.
Oh.
And they just get more intimate with a room of 30 people over drinks. So they get more intimate. So you have the Incitement tribe has more, or even newcomers have more time to get to know the speakers.
So what is the meeting gathering called?
It's called The Gathering.
Just The Gathering. So you guys have a sort of a gathering at the mamak, or you guys are doing it in the office?
The mamak is loud. It's noisy. So we pick places like Marmalade and Bangsar. There's some coffee shops as well near NST building. Those areas are very not so, it's secluded slightly, and it's a good place to pretty much get all of those things there.
That's very interesting.
Exactly.
Well, then, how has the Incitement doing so far? I mean, it started with a small group of people,
right?
And then I'm sure it has expanded quite far.
Yeah.
So could you explain more about the company side?
Okay. Well, when you start a movement, your end goal is not money. Your end goal is the value that you're building. And the more value that you build and the impact that you have made is going to attract people who either have resources, people who either have money. But of course, most NGOs turn out to be an NGO. Most movements turned out to be an NGO, and it's a very difficult decision for us to move from value-minded to sustainability.
Yeah,
actually,
for sure.
it's not that easy. People think it's like, it's just put a product there and you're done. No, that's not how it works, because if you have to be very strategic so that you don't dilute the reason why we are doing Incitement. We have a big vision, and we're working towards that, and our vision is to create a platform like the United Nations, where we have Incitement member countries who are part of this international organization, where we have power from bottom to top rather than top to bottom. Why is simple, because the people on the ground are making all the white noises. When I mean white noises, I mean the impact they're building, and this white noises is actually giving a nudge or causing the people on top to notice on the good stuff that you're doing. So this will hopefully create a dialogue with, say, governments or big corporations. Definitely governments, because the government side, we want them to realize this is the way to do it. This is how we're doing it much better. Just support us in what we do, so we'll help, key in your policy making stuff. So the government will, in the long run, will definitely help by, making new laws, for example, amending policies locally and foreign policies. And the other best side of it is we want to create, to co-create abundance between incitement countries. So if Incitement Canada, for example, has resources on a specific industry, then they can work with Incitement South Africa, who has the problem with, say, sustaining NGO schools there, for example. So they can work together, and then the third Incitement member country can come in and share, and cross-pollinate their resources. And the best part is, we are aiming to have our first Incitement Assembly by 2016, end of 2016.
Where will that be?
Of course, Kuala Lumpur. We want to make KL the Geneva for
that sounds really wonderful.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So once a year you can have one. You can have the first one in KL, and then followed by, I don't know, maybe Jordan. We're actually in 37 countries right now, so it's a big number. Not that it's getting difficult to control them. Not control, to say, to maintain.
Of course.
Their movement. So we're only focusing on 12 that is seriously growing vertically. And in terms of how we are sustaining ourselves right now, it's a lot of for Malaysia. We only have we do a lot of trainings, mostly on the corporate side and the government agencies. But the recent crowdsourcing platform that we did, which is basically a form of sustaining us, like this. We just brought in Sarah K.
Yeah. And
Philip K coming in. That's our first crowdsourcing platform. It's a model to kind of pretty much attract people from outside Malaysia to come and speak here. I mean, the reason why we did this is we believe that we don't have the best of the best power players coming here and giving talks. Usually people would skip Malaysia, KL, Kuala Lumpur, and go to Singapore. So what we want to attract them to come more to Kuala Lumpur, so that we can put Kuala Lumpur on the map for a better reason, rather than just MH370, which is very drastic, all this airplane stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, and then but in the long term, we want to put Malaysia on the map. By bringing people like Simon Sinek. We're already in touch with Malala, with the founder of IKEA, and these are some of the lineups that we are.
So when you invite people to Incitement to share the experiences and they give talks, how do you actually persuade them to come over to Kuala Lumpur?
That's a very good question, and that's when the crowdsourcing platform comes into play. So what we do is, for Sarah K's and Phil K's case, we actually ask the crowd, we just need 1,000 shares on this landing page. So the moment you click the share button, either on Twitter or on Facebook, it's already tagged on their Project Voice fan page, on their Twitter handle, on their own Twitter handle. So they'll get this message for every share. So what that does, it triggers them to kind of come to you and say, hey guys, what's up? I see that, this Incitement is tagging us. Are you guys interested in bringing us to Malaysia? And then from there, the conversation started. And it was very quick. We did this in late November, and in mid-December we knew when they're coming. Unfortunately, it's happening on the third day of Chinese New Year, so I'm sorry, Malaysia, we just have to live with it. They only come once in a while. So but on the other hand, we're going to do the same thing with all the other speakers.
I see.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's not just we give away a lot of free tickets, actually, because what we do is we have 3 ways of consumers contributing for playing their part. Number one, once those who have shared, we'll give you guys free tickets, but we're only limiting it to a certain amount of number. So first come, first serve. If you miss that boat, you can go to the second one, which is called action tickets. Action tickets are basically you go out there, record yourself doing something good, and of a 3-minute video, and tell us why you're doing this.
Oh, right. Okay.
What impact did you think you brought, and how do you think this will make you grow as a person? So it's just a 3-minute video. You submit that, we'll give you a free ticket. Also, again, X amount of tickets. Then you can have the ticket numbers, which is priced at 149 at the moment. But that attracts a lot of schools, for example, who are actually sponsoring kids to go as well. So once you bring a big name like that, it attracts companies, governments not yet, but right now more or less public schools.
So we will still at the topic of to talk about the Incitement, the company itself. So who actually sets the direction when it comes to company? Because it's fairly important, because when the more people are involved in the company, it just tends to sort of defocus.
Yes, that's correct.
So who actually sets the direction for this company?
For my role and my co-founder's role, we're more of policymakers. If you put it in that position, that means this is what we believe we should go, and then we have our team. We have the GM, which is Kenneth Yee. He's not. I asked him to come here today, but he's in a meeting right now in Sabah. So
he's quite far away.
Yeah, very much. But so people like Kenneth Yee, who's the GM, he looks after the policies that we have pretty much agreed. Of course, we try to get minimal feedback from the team, and the GM will make sure that this thing happens.
I see.
Of course, that doesn't mean that we're not having our hands dirty too. Of course, we're very much involved, and we do a lot of feedback sessions with the team, especially when it comes to every Incitement talks. We do, and the reason why we do feedback is just, I think it's very important. It's for growing the whole team.
For sure, yes.
We have to point out what they think they could have done better, rather than, I think you did this the very wrong way, blah, 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 that kind of stuff. I don't think that works. So you just point out, I think you could have done better by X, Y, and Z. Just take note, and let's see how you can grow. But on the other hand, what we love to emphasize the most is our company culture, because again, we're not the typical corporate company, obviously.
So what kind of culture does the Incitement have?
It's very fun. It's playable.
So if you were to compare it to Google, is it more like that? They're very flexible and
Google
friendly.
Google has more resources, that's for sure. So it's so easy to spoil their stuff. But for us, we're spoiling them with the leverage of them just come here, grow as much as you can, ask whatever you want, as long as in line with what they want to achieve. Like, we're trying to have our MC for Incitement Talks, her name is Dayang from Indonesia. So her dream is to be the Oprah of Asia.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So we encourage her a lot of times, like, start your own radio show, for example, on on SoundCloud for the time being.
Yeah. And
she's doing that.
Oh.
She's grown a lot since she started in the beginning. She actually replaced my role.
What's her main topic to talk about?
Her radio show is called I can't remember, but it's basically encouraging audience to take topics that will encourage audience to take action.
I see.
Yes. So she'll talk about maybe self-confidence and tell you immediately what are the best ways that you can actually do it right now, and tell you like where you can go look for some kind of help or support or resources that you can read and just grow yourself, for example. So we emphasize a lot on that. Like, for example, we have we have Jimmy, Jimmy Koo, who's our photographer. He wants to learn more about social media, so we gave them we put him under our PR officer, so he could actually learn, for example, from them, and also from us. So we'll tell them, and every time we encourage them to, like, if they have any questions on their performance, let us know immediately. Then we'll tell them, okay, and you know what, Jimmy, this is the things that you've done, it's amazing, but you know what, here's what you can do even much better. So you do this, let me know what you think, and then boom.
That's very interesting. I mean, as long as you see the potential in someone, who would love to share the experience and grow with the Incitement.
Exactly.
Anyone is welcome. So we'll take just a short break.
The Durian Heat, bringing big ideas, critical opinions in Southeast Asia.
Why don't you experience some of the world's best spoken word artists live in Kuala Lumpur on Saturday, February 21st, 2015? And of course, it's live event. So book your tickets for Sarah K and Phil Kaye as soon as possible. tickets are running out, so grab your tickets and go to the event. And here is a little bit taste of what you will be expecting.
The Durian Heat, bringing big ideas, critical opinions in Southeast Asia.
Hello, welcome back to Durian ASEAN. It's still with Durian Heat, and we're still with the Zikry.
Hello. How you doing?
Very good. So we've talked a lot about the Incitement, the company itself. You guys have come so far, and
Yes.
then you guys the vision.
Yes.
Well, but then we can't ignore the hardship that you guys went through. Yeah, the ups and downs,
Right.
the hurdles.
Yes.
How did you actually overcome all those hurdles after all? So could you share with us?
Definitely.
What was the first hurdle that you guys faced?
man?
Long time ago.
What on earth did we? You know what? It has always been.
Okay, he laughs.
I think you can say our first hurdle was pretty much when we first moved out of Mine Valley,
Mm-hmm.
and it was just still me and Daniel.
Mm-hmm.
And what we would do at that time is, because we were just working so fast, lean, and quick, we just said, okay, now we're done with the prep. Now we need a volunteering team, and usually we don't have like a full time or those who are consistently coming. We just ask, hey,
yeah.
can you help do this? Can you help do this? And at that time, it was like so difficult, and we just like no one could make it at that time.
Oh, is it because of the commitment, or is that they couldn't
Not
share the same
commitments.
vision?
Probably the date was not suitable for them.
I
That was
see.
the first time ever, because usually it was happening in Mine Valley all the time. So this time it's like in Wakalab. At that time it was in Wakalab. I remember that. So we just sent an email to because we have a good amount of subscribers.
I see.
So we just me and Daniel just decided, oh, you know what? Let's just ask our community to see if they want to help. So we just sent an email, and boom, we got like I don't know, hundreds of replies.
Oh wow.
And we selected like the 30 people, and from that 30 people, 15 came down.
Mm-hmm.
So that 15 became, you can say, became part of our current team now. Actually, yeah. And that was pretty much how we learned because we're learning, right, at that time.
Of course.
And we were very happy that now we have a team who really loves Incitement, and they are willing to do more than just attending. So they
That's
want to come and
wonderful.
help. Like our videographer and production guy is Kenny from Help.
Oh yeah. Wow.
Yeah, he's just a student, but his work is just amazing,
Oh, I
and
see.
And he has his own vision. Like he wants to start his own Incitement Media, where he can just bring people and train them on how to do broadcasting or how to record video, and then get their content out there through a student platform, for
I
example.
see.
So that helps him a lot by doing a lot of practice every month.
So some people actually use the Incitement as their own platform to start something.
Yes, definitely. I think a lot of if you look at Incitement Talks is just one of the main big events that we do.
Yeah.
But we do have initiatives where it was born out of the audience, like Incitement Speak Up, Incitement Growth, Incitement Catalyst, what else we have? The Incitement Youth, which has become Kichap now, which literally
Kichap.
it literally means Key Incitement Campus Ambassadors Program.
Oh, but that's good abbreviation after all. Ketchup.
Yeah, it's, yeah. But back to the first hurdle. That was the first hurdle.
How about in terms of finance?
Oh my God.
Exactly, right? With a company, we can't ignore the money. It's
Yeah.
very important factor.
I agree. And me and Dana don't take any salary from what Incitement makes.
Oh, okay.
We actually make sure that we put the food on the table for our payroll staffs first. So how we are earning money right now on ourselves is just the stuff that I do for my training, and Daniel does all this marketing
I
consulting.
see.
And we would share the profit together, and we'll pump whatever money we can into the Incitement Fund to support the team. At the same time, we do have big deals like with I Am For You, for example, which we are helping them how to reach out more about their dream fund. It's actually a fund that they provide to help those who are doing environmental work or community projects that's supporting that has social impact, and they're giving away money from between 500 ringgit to 10,000 ringgit. So we're helping them to get more people to be more aware. And I'm telling you that Arlene can, or your other, unfortunately it's for Malaysians, but NGOs can apply twice every year. Individuals can apply twice every year. So we're telling people about this so they can know that they have this pool of resources to go to, and IMFO is more than happy to help out, because they need more applicants. Not many people know about what they do, unfortunately. So we're helping to get the word out. So those things have been helping us a lot, obviously, financial wise. I still remember that at one point how do you say, there was this like one edgy point that we thought, oh man, how are we gonna pay our developer for at that time?
Oh yeah, okay.
Then out of nowhere, boom! Oh hey, can you guys come and train us? Yeah, sure, why not? And then we just came in, boom, boom, and then that helped us survive for another month. This is what 4 months ago. But
how did you guys actually plan, 6 months ahead or 1 year ahead, when you guys had so many difficulties just right in front of your faces?
Right.
So how did you actually plan ahead? Like say, oh, we have to survive this month, and after that, that's the next month. How are we gonna sustain?
Yeah, we make projections, and with the capital that we have towards the end of the year. But at the same time, we only calculate ourselves with the present. We don't want to talk about future deals, because we only believe it when we see it.
All right.
So we always calculate, reality versus promises that will happen. So once that's in, then we project again, and then we can see how long we can live and see. Well, not live, but how long we could survive as a startup. And I don't like this word.
You don't like it?
I dislike it. It becomes so widely used now. So
commercialized.
Yeah, it's very commercialized. So okay, this social business company that we're trying to build. All right. This social enterprise that we're trying to build. That's what we want to achieve, obviously. So the projections that we make will help us a lot, tremendously, of course. But there's a lot of great things happening, because we're not only in Kuala Lumpur. It has opened up a lot of doors, being in Penang, being in Miri. Other hurdles that we faced was pretty much I had to handle a lot of there was only one conflict, but it's not in Malaysia. It was in another Incitement country.
All right.
I'm not gonna mention it,
All right.
but there was a conflict of abuse of power, and only one person was doing this, and the whole team was not comfortable. So I had to lay that person off, because that person is not actually contributing much to where that Incitement country is trying to lead to. Okay. Yeah. But right. Again, we're still in good terms. Just that I had to tell that person, we're sorry, but
sometimes you need to make a really harsh decision,
especially when they're your friend. It's even worse.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Well, we talked about the hurdles here, but then after all, you guys have come this far. Yeah, you guys have achieved quite much compared to how you guys started.
We just moved to our new office yesterday.
Oh, where is it, if you don't mind sharing?
It's very close to. It's in Bangsar.
Oh, Bangsar. All right.
Bangsar.
Okay. Yeah. So where about in Bangsar? Bangsar is also pretty
you want to
big.
come over? Well, we have hopefully I have a housewarming. Housewarming plot. Office warming. Yeah, office warming. After Sarke, hopefully. It's actually very close to Wisma UAE Bangsar.
Oh, I know where it is.
Yeah, you know where it is. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, so that's the place where
to talk about the hurdles, right? With the cultures that Incitement has been having. Right. Yeah. How do you guys actually overcome internally? Because as the company grows, there will be a lot of politics and the dramas and ups and downs again. Yes. And then that's like a forever stories that you guys have to carry. But then with the cultures that you guys been carrying, how do you actually resolve all those issues?
It's a very, very good question.
Yeah. Because some companies, they will have a sort of hierarchy structure. Yeah. So the boss has to do this. You have to follow, otherwise you'll be just sacked off.
Of course. Yeah. I think that the way that we're solving this is just to be as transparent as possible. Share them, tell them how much we have left, why we're using this money for, stuff like that. We also address concerns from any parties in our team, and we'll just be in a round table and just share. They share their concern, and that particular person is there, and we try to make peace. It only happened once. It was just like a misunderstanding. That's pretty much it. Everything comes down to misunderstanding.
Of course.
Yeah,
and also the communication, right?
Yeah, exactly. So when we tell them it's just a miscommunication, you guys are good together, so there's no need to feel, this guy is better than you or trying. We actually eliminate this kind of feeling that you are better than anyone. That's not true.
Everyone is equal in the company.
Exactly. Everyone. The best part is everyone has the team itself has probably one of the best attitude towards work I've ever seen. I've ever had. We've ever had actually, and that's an advantage. Even though they're say not the best designers, for example, but their willingness to learn and out of that passion of making our dreams come true or our vision, working towards that vision, it just helps a lot. We do a lot of, they have, again, you have access to me and Daniel, and that's like the best part. Call, text, email. It's not like we have a personal assistant which you have to go through. We don't do that kind of stuff. We don't believe in that thing, actually.
You don't believe in that?
Yeah, I don't want to think about how we could go over, if this happens one day when we grow to 100 people. Obviously, I don't want to think about that right now.
Oh, yeah.
So I will go just phase by phase. We're not like the Germans. They always have plan A. If plan A doesn't work, B. If B doesn't work, C.
They have the backup plans.
Yeah. So we're not like Germans, And I learned something from that, because Europeans, because they have 4 seasons, they had to plan when they're harvesting.
Yeah.
So that's why they have plan A, plan B, plan C.
They're very organized, to be honest.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Becomes part of the culture, and I'm not used to that. But I think an advantage of us overcoming hurdles is because I am a Malaysian, though my mentality is very international. I still hold some, Malaysianness in me. Of
course.
Yeah. But from my co-founder, who's Dutch, comes with a Dutch mentality. I'm very impulsive sometimes, but I'm learning to be more, chill and not to say yes before.
Oh, all right. So
just
you
agreeing
think
to
twice.
something.
Yeah.
Dan is more like skeptical first and understands the logic, and then discusses with me and reasons, and then
he thinks more in the critical.
Yes, he's more of a back end person. I'm more of a front end person. He's more, and we complement each other so well that we've never even argued on anything.
Really?
Yes.
Not even once?
No.
Oh my God, that's really a wonderful relationship that you guys are having.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, and of course, it goes towards unconditional support. Like if I know for example, if he needs some financial support, or if I need one, we will cover each other, remind about it, because we're more, our importance of making this happening is very high. And to think of it, we only started this full time in July, and we hired last year, and end of July, and we hired our staffs for the first payroll staff in November. So we count each other by saying we actually started this in November, because that's when you have a team, you have to manage, you have to feed them.
So you guys are really independent now.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Definitely.
Well, I wanted to ask you, now you have around 200 people, and then it's pretty much organized compared to all this years before or months before. Yeah. But I believe there are still rooms to be improved.
Yes.
And if you were to ask to pick one, what would it be?
If there was...
I mean, I believe you and Daniel, you guys are a very strong team together. So in terms of teamwork, I have no doubt. Yes. But if there's any other improvement that you guys are looking forward, to fix it or...
Another good question also. I think we're addressing it already.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
It is basically... remember when I mentioned about how we want to impose a call to action to the crowd
Yes.
after the appreciation round. Because during the appreciation round, people go through this moment, moment of reflecting, moment of, asking themselves, man, what maybe I should be doing what I wanted to do, stuff like that. This kind of questions rises in their minds, right? So the things that we want to literally take things to the next level is literally help them funnel to all these program partners that can help them, even our programs that we have on board. I think we could just do a much better job compared to, say, the last Incitement, for example. So that's the thing that we just have to tighten the screw and pretty much optimize a bit on the flow. Because I believe in the flow of the content. If the flow of content has a minor hiccup, it can just kill the whole mood.
I see.
Yeah. If you really look at Incitement, it's designed to go like this, and then it never stops. And every time I come up with we come up with a content, I look at the content flow of the event and I visualize myself. Would they be constantly growing their vibration level, their momentum at a pace like like as if they're flying. You know what I mean? So that's another thing that we're always looking to be every single time, especially with Star Arcade coming out. That's even more,
Of
definitely.
course,
So
of
we have to
course.
make sure that it always goes diagonally up, from nothing to like completely to the top. So if I could visualize myself on that and I can see it's gonna happen really cool, then we immediately roll it out, and that's something that we have to start paying more attention, especially at the end, the ending part. Yeah.
That's wonderful. So we will need to wrap up our interview soon. But before that,
I'm kidding.
how can people find the Incitement?
They can go to www.theincitement.com.
And then what can they expect from the website?
Oh, beautiful website. You can look at all the countries that we're in. You can subscribe to us. Don't worry, we don't spam anything unless it's very important.
I know you guys been spending about the upcoming event. Yeah.
Yes.
And other than that, what are the other contents that they can look
You
forward
can
to
look
seeing?
at all the initiatives that we have done before. Unfortunately, we didn't have the time to share. For example, Incitement Growth, which empowers underprivileged youth. Incitement Speak Up, which is helping the young professionals and executives and children and also high school students on how to improve their soft skills, public speaking skills, pitching skills. That's what Speak Up does. And of course, you have the Catalyzer, which is basically an accountability platform. So that means if me and Grace are partners, I have to make sure she gets her first three sets of goals done within 3 days.
All right.
And I will punish you if you don't get the first one done.
Okay.
That's the Catalyzer.
I see.
Then you have the Kicha program, which is an ongoing. We're right now in 3 colleges.
Oh, I see.
So hopefully by end of the year, we target about 30.
30.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, all the best to Zikry, and I thank you for coming over and sharing all about the Incitement today.
Thank you. 감사합니다.
네, 감사합니다. Okay. Bye-bye.
Goodbye. Thank you so much for having me again, and I'll see you soon.